just a good story. He said to move on and keep going. Imagine we had one more life, one more shot at sunrise. Erase everything, start with new eyes. Don't break the same tragic goodbyes. One of these kept your coffee cup on my nightstand. Not to reminisce, just a reminder to never go back to the life we shared. Anytime I'm feeling the urge to look at a picture, oh, I get so confused. 'Cause I swear I am so over you.
Tools that we use as PHP developers.
That would be the wrong one. Hello. Just ignore this. This won't make it to the audio podcast. This is nothing to... You saw nothing.
One, two, coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma send a shout out to the host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. You know Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John, you know that he's smart and quiet, unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP the Ugly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it, my words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it, you know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly, we ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all, peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real well on YouTube. Hope you guys are having fun. And it was an honor and blessing to do this little custom freestyle for y'all. Hope you enjoy. Stay up. Yeah, come on. Hey.
It's July 6, 2023, and you're listening to episode 342 of the PHP Ugly podcast. We are the only podcast that streams video weekly Thursday night at 9 o'clock that focuses on the PHP programming language as well as the PHP community. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. As I said, we talk about PHP a lot and then other things. We're all professional developers. We have businesses that depend on PHP. We have businesses that help define PHP and so much more. So welcome and enjoy. If you are watching the live version of the stream, which again happens every Thursday night at 9 o'clock, you can participate in that stream by joining us in our Discord channel at discord.phpugly.com. This podcast is made just a little bit better thanks to the support of a few of our sponsors, honeybadger.io and JetBrains PhpStorm, as well as our supporters on Patreon. And we're going to circle back around and talk about all of those people a little later in the show. But for now, I am your host, Eric Van Johnson. And with me tonight, the coder from outside of Boulder, Tom Rideout.
Hello.
Hey, Tom.
I'm glad to be here. You know, we're actually not sure exactly what John is up to right now, so he could be running a podcast centered around PHP exactly this Thursday night at the same time we're recording.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the endurance to do it every Thursday night for 5 years.
It's true.
Like we have. Yes, no John again today. Listen, I gotta be honest with you guys. I can't live the lie anymore. I can't. John and Tom don't like each other. I've been trying to get them in group counseling, trying to get them back on the show together. It's challenging. But I think we're making progress.
It's a Mythbusters situation.
Oh man, how you doing, Tom? Oh, sorry, I got you in the middle of a swig there.
I am exhausted. It has been a long, short week.
A long, short.
Yeah.
We got an extra day this week here in the U.S. We have our 4th of July, the birthday of our country, which turned 2023 this year. No, that's probably not
correct.
That my math might be off a little bit.
Yes, actually, I had a Monday and Tuesday off and thoroughly enjoyed it. But coming back to work after 4-day weekend is always a little rough.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I used to love those 4-day weekends, man. That's one of the things when you kind of start running your own company, you kind of lose all vacation days.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you get weekends, really, to be honest with you. But
except for John somehow.
Well, yeah, apparently John hasn't been back to work in like 2 weeks now, so I haven't spoke. I think I've shared all of like 2 sentences with the guy over the last 2 weeks. So yeah, we'll see if he comes back. I'm not even sure what he's doing tonight. He just messaged in Slack that he didn't think he was going to be able to make it, and kind of left at that. I didn't want to bother him too much.
Yeah, you can only push a man so far.
That's right. Oh, see, now that's just some bullshit right there. Okay, all right. So if I understand our audio podcasters aren't going to appreciate this, but John Congdon just posted a picture of him sitting in his backyard by a fire pit. That's just bullshit right there. 100%. All right. I see how it is.
Oh man.
Maybe he was just telling us, Tom, the show was already fire. I hate that saying. I feel bad. I have less respect for myself for even saying it.
Yeah, he's apologizing that he's got friends in town and can't make the podcast, but
You don't have fun.
yeah, I was going to say that story breaks down real quick when you start asking, who are these friends you speak of? I'm here. I can't be there.
I say, we're both here. Hello. I think John's considered me a friend for years.
We've got some spicy PHP going on this week.
Oh, what am I miss? Are we gonna? We're not gonna talk about our work week? Are we just gonna?
Well, yeah, we can start there, but I mean, it's gonna be tiny little story.
Oh, wait, what am I missing?
You're missing the big article, the big story.
Okay. All right. And now I want to know what am I missing? What's the story?
WordPress
Oh, god damn it. Really? You built up for that? Damn you. Hate
This
you.
is a big story.
Okay. I actually have it in my Trello. Do you have it in your Trello?
Yeah.
You do. We have the same link. Boop, boop. I'll move that over because I want to see if my new job is working where it will post automatically. All right, go ahead. Let's talk about WordPress. Oh, look at that! Show links are working, baby. Oh, I need to.
WordPress
We got
is
all this going. I need to get.
dropping.
Wait! Don't talk much right now. Dude, what is your view on Restream? Can you see the new UI?
I wouldn't know what that looks like.
All the buttons are in different places. It's driving me crazy. I don't know what I'm
This-
doing anymore.
This looks the same to me.
Does it? Okay. Well, all you posters in Discord, I apologize for getting Discord up a little late here, but your chats will be coming in here shortly. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's talk. Let's talk. Oh, look at that! The beautiful wife. Oh wait, I have a kid on a train. Are they're in here. NorCal kid, are you on a train? So my NorCal kid is coming down, and they are taking the train from Northern California down to Southern California.
Looks like a bus.
Are they on a bus now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a bus, so it's weird. Everybody thinks that there's a train that goes from Southern California. Well, it does from LA, I guess, but from they're going down to San Diego. Everybody thinks there's a train that goes from San Diego to San Francisco, and there isn't. Technically, what you do is you end up taking a train up to LA, getting on a bus in LA, going to another train station outside of LA, and then taking the train the rest of the way up
That's
to LA.
annoying.
So, but they shouldn't already be in LA. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're on the bus. I see. I can't read Discord and talk to you guys at the same time. I'm horrible at it. But they might be on the bus going to the train station, I assume. Oh, there we go. Bus and oh, okay. Well, they explained it in Discord. You guys can look at it. All right, WordPress, Tom. What is going on in the lovely land of CMSs?
The beautiful, lovely land of WordPress is dropping support for PHP 5.
Which is weird that that's news. But
Yeah. The new minimum supported version will be 7.
which is already out of support. But hey,
Yeah.
it's forward movement, I guess. So
Yeah, I guess August 8th this is happening. The new WordPress 6.3 is dropping, and look at that. Look at their wonderful usage of minor and major revision numbers in their Semver. 6.3. Don't need to go crazy and call it 7 just because of what deprecation.
I have not been in the WordPress ecosystem. I never really was, but as all PHP developers, you brush up against it from time to time. So I thought I had heard something about WordPress moving away from PHP being the front end, and the PHP was only going to be like a back end engine, and they were replacing all the front end with JavaScript library, like a JavaScript framework, or I forget exactly. It's JavaScript basically, and I don't think that's ever happened, but maybe it did. And I just don't really pay attention. No opinion. Okay.
No, I'm not a WordPress guy, but WordPress is well known in our community for dragging the version numbers down globally, and it's going to be nice to have this updated.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder, why 7? Why not just make it 8? Kind of stay current with, get back on track with what versions of PHP are supported.
So their usage stats say that 4% of WordPress sites were on 5.6.
Oh, really? Is that what? Oh, is that what that is at the bottom? Oh, let me
Yeah,
go and share
and
this here.
51% are on 7.4. But
So what is they just they figured, well, enough people have moved off of it. I guess we can stop saying we support it.
yeah,
Man,
could have said that 10 years ago.
probably. All right, so this is the chart you're looking at. I mean, they have a fairly significant 8 or higher representation on here, but I guess it's still not enough. I mean, it's not the 51% of that are on 7.4. I don't know. I think it's silly that they just didn't raise the bar just a little higher.
Just
Why?
the slightest bit higher.
And it's not even like they're raising the bar. It's, hey, we're just kind of staying current at this point. Oh.
Well, it's the WordPress version of current.
This is true. Very true. Oh boy. Okay. I thought that was the big news, man. You had me all worked up like I had missed something. I dropped everything. We shifted up this whole show for that. What's wrong with you? You're out of practice, man.
I saw that and thought that was crazy news. I thought that was headline worthy.
Okay.
What do you have?
What do I have?
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, I got a lot to talk about, but I was going to talk about our work weeks at first, but
sure.
Okay.
How
Want to tell us about yours? Wow, this is not going well. Maybe I haven't started the live stream yet. Maybe we have a do-over. Hold on one second. You know what I realized? I don't know when we started doing it, but the whole stream starting soon thing, and then dropping into the stream, like, we don't have to do that for the live stream.
No.
I mean, it's fine, but before we used to just be on and start talking and then say, okay, are we ready to go? And then start the stream, where we'd make the audio podcast cut, right? Because like the audio podcasts, they still don't get Harry Mack at the beginning of the show. They get the old opening where the lady's saying, you're listening to the PHPUgly podcast. And so it's like, whenever we screw up, like I screwed up starting this show today, they'll never hear that.
Made it to air anyways.
They will never even know about it unless they're listening to the actual podcast now. But I'll cut this. No. So I don't know when we stopped doing that. I mean, I do like our starting soon kind of lead up. I mean, that's always kind of fun, but
I don't like that it said that compiling.
Oh, that's true. That's a bad. That's bad for.
That's a naughty word for
language.
PHP.
Yeah, that's true. I should take that out. I can take that out. I'll take that out for you. I can do that. Good call. Good call on that. Anyways, just my 2 cents. I mean, we hang out for, dude. Our podcast ran so long last week. I mean, I think it went a solid hour 20, hour 30 minutes of the audio version.
Yeah.
And that's like I was going to say, the audio version doesn't get any of the after party stuff, the PHPUgly after dark stuff. Something to think about. I don't know. You guys in Discord, you tell us. Do you like just like having the starting soon stuff so everybody can kind of get on? Or if you saw us talking when you joined, would you be thinking, oh crap, I missed the beginning of the show? You let us know. We'll take it under advisement. All right. My work week. I actually had somewhat of a very fulfilling work week. Really? As a matter of fact, let me bring this up so I can share it with everybody. Oh, I should have done this before the show started, but I didn't. Why be prepared? Yes, I got this little doohickey completed finally. Well, not completed. All right, so this is going to lead into a whole lot of talking from me. Are you sure there's nothing you want to share, Tom? Because I'm about to go down some rabbit holes here.
Go for it. Fire away.
All right, so phptech.tv. If you were at PHP Tech, the conference this year in Chicago, you have access to all the talks. Matter of fact, I should log in so everybody can see how you log in. Also, if you bought a virtual pass, you have access to all the talks. Well, I say all the talks loosely. We still have about a half a dozen or so we need to finish editing. And then you will have access to all the talks. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. First thing, magic link, which go away. There we go. Yeah, I got to wait for that to open up. And magic link. Wait, magic link isn't working. Oh God, not live. No, I'm just kidding. It's working, Tom. Don't worry. Don't you worry, my friend. All right, so now you have the library here, and you click over here, and you go to PHP Tech 2023. The idea is eventually we're going to have other conferences, other things possibly here. You click on that, and there you go. You have all your talks, which has been fun for me because even though I ran the conference, even though I edited a lot of the talks, I have yet to actually see a talk from beginning to end. And so I spent a good portion of the week actually just watching talks I missed. These have been great. This talk was actually really good. Data privacy and software. This Jana works at Microsoft. And gotta love that, right? All right, let's get forward.
Or developers that work for enterprises. And then
so this was an example where I wish we had the opportunity to do it over because their room for this talk was packed. I mean, absolutely packed. Did you attend this one?
I was at that one, and standing room only.
Yeah, it was packed. So this was I got a lot of good feedback from this one, and I actually haven't even seen this one. I've seen Ben. Oh man, I'm going to tell you. Oh yeah, I got so many things I want to talk about.
Get it off your chest.
Huh?
Get it off your chest.
Okay, so I have been making a focus effort on using PHPStorm. In all honesty, part of it's because they sponsored PHP Tech. I have never stopped using PHPStorm. I've always kind of used it, especially if I was going deep into PHP code, especially PHP code I didn't know.
Didn't write, yeah.
Didn't know. So I've always had PHPStorm available to me. I've been paying for it for years. But I also did a lot of work with just straight Vim, Tmux and Vim. Like I've really started to dial in my Tmux Vim workflow thanks to like a lot of these people in the community I've been following. But I started to abandon that a few months back because I really wanted to kind of give PHPStorm a lot of focus and really wanted to dial in my Vim configuration for PHPStorm. Been really happy with it. But I watched Gunnard's talk on NeoVim and Tmux and their workflow, and I'm just like, oh man, I should just go back to that. I'm not going to, not exclusively, but there were so many good talks at Tech. I was really excited. Okay, so the reason I bring this up, so this is available now. I need to send out an email to everyone. As a matter of fact, I was hoping John was going to be on tonight because I was going to make the suggestion that we should send out a email blast tomorrow on this. Now I'll have to just figure that out myself, which is not that terrifying, but I can definitely do it. Oh, and we got new branding for PHP Tech TV since it's kind of becoming more of a official thing. I just realized I wasn't sharing my screen anymore. I apologize for that. So, what do you think of the new logo right there? Like that?
Yeah, it's great.
Right? Looks good. I even like the little fave icon it creates. It's a nice little nice look there. I like it a lot. Hope I appreciate everybody's feedback. Don't go watch the videos now. You're watching the live stream now, but feel free to jump over there right after the show and let me know.
Are you still selling the virtual pass?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you technically can still buy a virtual pass and get access right away. Yeah, it's still there. I don't know why we didn't stop it. Maybe we will stop it next week or so. I don't know, but
Why turn
I'm
down
not
money?
I'm not going to turn. I don't know. There's just something about it. Like I feel like, matter of fact, I don't even know what it says. Virtual pass, right? Yes, it does say virtual pass. I don't know. It's just there's something about it that, like, I don't know. I kind of wouldn't mind ending the selling of it at some point. So I'm doing this site, and there's a lot I want to do with it. A lot. Like my features list keeps growing and growing. Every time I
favorite a video?
touch can't
Add
favorite a
Add it
video,
to the list.
can't sort a video. That's actually really good. You can't sort, you can't search. There's a lot of things you can't do yet. And I find myself at a crossroads where Dimitri in our Discord, had started a conversation about Symfony with me again, and
Sure.
started pointing out some Symfony packages. Oh man, I finally
Start over on Symfony.
I finally spun up a just a test little Symfony install, because it's been so long since I've touched Symfony. I mean, when I first started doing framework, and I get there's a whole community out there of PHP people who just across the board say frameworks are bad and not to use them. And I think they have more of an argument nowadays with Composer.
I know a guy like that. It's funny. He's building a framework, actually.
Now that you have Composer, I think there's more of an argument that can be made for that, but I still don't necessarily agree with it. And when I started back with PHP, because like I said, I had done it for a while. I taught myself. Everything I did was procedural. I was having a lot of challenges getting my head around a lot of the object-oriented stuff that PHP was moving towards. And I had moved on to Rails, and then came back. And when I came back, that's when I really kind of went the way of frameworks. I had moved over to Rails, which I didn't really know Ruby, but I could kick out a Rails website really quick because of all the assistance that the framework was giving me. So I decided when I came back to PHP, I wanted a Rails-like framework for PHP, and I had initially landed on PHP. And back then, the PHP framework landscape got really cluttered for a long time. I mean, there was Cake, there was Slim, which I think Slim is still a thing. There was Zen, there was Symfony, there was CodeIgniter. Just like everybody and their mom had a PHP framework out. I was pretty focused on Cake PHP. And then, of course, obviously, through a recommendation of a friend, I moved on to Laravel. And once a lot of these other frameworks started catching up with a lot of the tooling chain that Laravel was using, mainly like Composer, I just, by that time, I had invested a lot of time in Laravel. Didn't feel like going back to Cake. There was like a lot bringing me back to Cake. And I played a little bit with Symfony because I saw so much of Laravel or Symfony components. And I struggled like getting my head around that version of Symfony. I forget what version that was, but it was probably a couple of revs ago. We're talking, 10 years ago, maybe longer.
Yeah, longer.
Yeah. So So I kind of tried, but it's like, okay, it wasn't feeling right for me. So I just kind of shelved it and just stuck with Laravel. I've spun up a Symfony project this week. And man, it felt really good. Like really, really good. Really familiar because of all the overlap with the way Laravel does things. And there's still a lot of quirkiness that it's just like anything, right? It's like, it's not how I know how to do it. So like immediately I want to like push back against it as
Right.
okay, why are they doing it this way and start to understand it. And I think that's where I was this week. And I'm like, I got a lot running on my little, test. Why do you say check my audio settings?
You sound a little bit weird. You're like cutting out a little bit.
Okay. And I'm just rambling as well. Let me see. Wi-Fi is off. I don't know.
That's better when you're closer. I think you might have been clipping you might not have been loud enough.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyways, I got a lot done with my little test project in Symfony, and it was feeling really good that I'm like, well, crap. I fired up SymfonyCast because SymfonyCast is a thing now, which it wasn't a thing the last time I tried to do Symfony. So I went and I started watching SymfonyCast videos. And of course, now I've kind of like tapped out of the free videos on SymfonyCast. And I'm like debating, it's like, okay, do I buy another membership to another cast website?
Who's running SymfonyCast?
Symfony, I believe. I believe it's an official Symfony thing, right? Now you got me questioning it. I don't know. Let me see.
As long as it's not the Laravel team.
And of course, this sends me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Again, I don't know enough about Symfony, so somebody feel free to correct me in Discord if I'm not right. But I believe this is a Symfony. I believe this is part of Symfony. And they have a lot of videos on there, So I burned through a lot of the free videos. I'm to a point now where I've got to decide whether or not I want to continue down this path because I'm about halfway through a doctrine video series, and I've used up all my like free, I watched all the free ones, and like I'm not where I need to be where I feel comfortable using it. And of course, it's like the next video. I'm like, you bastards!
Business expensive.
Oh, I will. Absolutely. This is something I stumbled onto. This API platform. Dude, have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Like, as a person who writes APIs and thought I was very happy in doing it in Laravel, I'm watching these videos. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me here? Like this framework, which is built on top of Symfony, I believe it's all Symfony, blessed, and I assume it's from the same team. This framework generates all your API documentation for you. It does. Oh man, it does all this stuff that I'm like, why haven't I been doing this? So this is actually what I'm going through now is the API platform, because this
the free part of the whole website.
Yeah. This is something like I'm thinking to myself, even if I do stick with Laravel, like my API stuff, I still might move over to this because it just makes complete sense. Like, and that's the other thing, like, Laravel, like there are a lot of Laravel packages out there, and nobody's knocking that. And there's a lot of Symfony packages out there as well that aren't from the Symfony team, but there's a lot of Symfony packages out there from Symfony, like so much of their stuff. And it's so much stuff that other frameworks use.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think to answer your question, yeah. I've been wanting to have a pet project to kind of cut my teeth on Symfony, and PHP Tech TV is going to probably be that project. So I'm at a point now where the people who've paid for access to the videos can get to the videos and can watch the videos. And I'm real happy with how that turned out.
Mm-hmm.
Are there features I want to add? Absolutely. But there's not a lot of overhead. Like, I feel like, because I can take Tailwind with me, which, I get more done with Tailwind than I have been with any other platform, which, by the way, Tailwind had a conference. When has a CSS framework ever had its own conference? Like, what the hell? I mean, granted, it was I take it was like a 1-day conference, but still, it's a CSS framework. Like, what are you holding a conference on? But I can bring Tailwind. Now,
mostly.
I love my Livewire, and that's the part that's hurting me. There are some kind of I don't want to necessarily call them like Livewire substitutes, but like Symfony has this like Symfony UX. They have what's it called? Stimulus. They have Turbo. They have like all this stuff. None of it is like really, I feel like, Livewire replacement. But I listened to the podcast from last week, and I heard myself say it, and I heard myself say it when I was saying it last week. I honestly feel like I use Laravel because I want to use Livewire. And I started like freaking myself out a little bit about it. I'm like, wait. Am I painting myself in a corner here? I mean, because there's so many of those components can change. They all got to stay compatible with each other. And so I'm trying.
Hotwire.
Huh?
Hotwire.
What's Hotwire?
Streams.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, and that's the thing. Is like I want to kind of get comfortable with another solution, and I kind of want to. It's something I've been like procrastinating on my entire development life. Is really buying into some JavaScript. I kind of started to brush up against it with Vue, but then Livewire came about, and I totally abandoned it. And I think for as long as I'm in Laravel, I will completely abandon as much JavaScript as I can. And so, I don't know. I mean, I could use Vue with Symfony. I could use React, which is, I think, what I would be more leaning towards. I'll see how far I can get with what's out there, as far as like the Livewire replacement solutions. But I'm trying to get comfortable with the idea of, being okay with using more JavaScript, like I should be, like a big boy. I got more to talk about. I just got a glimpse at the time. I can't believe it is 9:40 already. That can't be right. Is that right? Holy God. Let's get some sponsors out of the way. We might actually blow through both of these right now. I got to find all the buttons again because everything's been moved around. All right, we're going to kick off with one of our sponsors. Hey, Woods, I'm sorry if it's a little too squealy for you. And now, a word from our sponsors. Classic Tom. Did look infected, however. You probably should have somebody look at it. Oh, hi! If you know me, you know I'm somebody who literally wears a lot of hats. I'm a podcaster, a publisher, and a coder. What I'm not is somebody who has a lot of time worrying if their site is giving their users problems. That's why I use Honeybadger. Now, let's be honest. Honeybadger is a sponsor of the podcast, but that's not why I feel good talking about them. I've been using Honeybadger for years and couldn't be happier. Honeybadger has a suite of monitoring tools specialized for developers. It's the only system that combines monitoring, uptime, and cron heartbeat monitoring into a clean, fast interface. Honeybadger offers a generous free tier, And with just 2 lines of code in about 5 minutes, you can start monitoring your application. Personally or professionally, it works for everybody. Honeybadger can help you identify and fix problems sometimes before the user even knows there's an issue with your site. And at no cost to sign up, it's literally free for peace of mind. So go over to honeybadger.io and sign up for a free account today. What's going to hurt? If somebody asks you, tell them the Ugly Squad sent you. Now I got to get back to podcasting. I got these co-hosts I need to talk to. And they are co-hosts. I don't care what anybody says. I'm the host because I'm cooler than all of them. Thank you, Honeybadger. Guys, don't be rude. Thank Honeybadger. Ugh.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honeybadger. I went back through Discord real quick. Yes, a few people have suggested that Alpine.js could go over to Symfony, and that is not off the table by any means. I do like Alpine. I have learned a little bit of Alpine, but I don't know. Might want to do something bigger. I've also been notified by, I guess, our studio producer that I've been rambling too much. I don't care.
Yeah. Has the producer never heard the show before?
Gotta make sure the producer's not around anymore. Yeah. I have to get that off my chest before they get upstairs and hear what I said. I'm not scared. You're scared.
We had a couple recommendations for HTMX.
I see that. I'm looking at that now. So that is not Symfony specific. It doesn't look like.
No.
It's interesting. Yeah. There's a few things out there. So here, let me share that as well. Yeah, HTMX is what it's called. HTMX. Yeah, that looks really interesting. Don't know anything about it, but I will keep it. I will keep this tab open and check it out later. And I'm not completely opposed to just walking away from Livewire. I mean, not that I want to. And there's like so many other things in the Laravel ecosystem that I'm not looking forward to walking away from. I got my Livewire. You guys know I have been pounding the drum around Filament. I don't know. I don't even understand how Nova is still a product out there. Like, why would anybody use that when Filament is out there? It's such a good solution. Now, Symfony has an admin package. The cool thing, so Filament does, I don't know if what's it called, Nova? Is that what the Taylor's admin panel is called?
Yeah.
Nova? Okay. It's been a very long time since I've used Nova, so I don't know if Nova does it. But Filament, you have the ability to toss in a flag. I think it's, I want to say it's like generate or something like that, where it will scaffold out your admin interface based on the model you're pointing to. And it does a really good job at it. I just love Filament. Those guys, that project, they do such a great job. That's another one of those packages. In theory, I could keep Filament. Like, I could have my admin interface be a different site. It doesn't. I actually like that. I don't like having my admin interfaces attached to the main site. So, like, I could have a completely separate standalone Filament install somewhere that's administrating PHP Tech TV or whatever site I need to do. But Symfony also has an admin package that does a lot of scaffolding. And that's the other thing is, like we talked about in the past, Symfony does a lot of annotations and does a lot. It's able to figure out a lot of the code through that. And man, I don't know, man. I do know. Like, I'm going to take a serious crack at moving PHP Tech TV to Symfony and seeing how, because that's the only way I'm going to know. Like, I need to find those rough edges, like the things that don't feel good. I'm sacrificing speed at that point because I can do a lot of things in Laravel like second nature. I mean, I don't really have to think through it. And I'm going to have to get over that learning curve again with Symfony where, okay, how do I do this? What's my command I have to run? And, that's just, it's not, there's no other way to learn it without doing it at this point. That's where I'm at with Symfony. Like, I feel like I know everything I'm going to know about Symfony without actually using it. And so now I just have to.
That's how I feel about cars. Like fixing cars.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm making a commitment to moving PHP Tech TV to a Symfony application and finishing off all the other little features I want then, because I really have, in theory, I have until Tech 2024 before I have to really worry about that.
Which is a project I've long been interested in looking at as well, as doing Symfony-based development. Is it really much different than Laravel, or?
It really didn't feel nearly as different as I thought it was. Like, honestly, I mean, we talked about not using active records, which there is a package. There is an active records package, but Doctrine is just right. Doctrine is just the established way of doing things in Symfony. I mean, Laravel is always saying, well, it's fine if you do it the Laravel way. I kind of feel like that would be the same argument with why you would use Doctrine with Symfony, because that's kind of the Symfony way of doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, now that's been really weird, like understanding. So I'm not totally on board. There's a couple of ways to handle routes in Symfony. And I'm definitely not liking the whole YAML file approach. Like, Symfony seems to like using YAML files for different things. And routes is one of them.
YAML is just the worst anything to write anything in.
Right? I agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And but you can also, as we've spoken about in the past, you can also add it through annotations on like controllers and things like that. And of course, I'm kind of working through like, okay, well, I know in Laravel, like if I want to prioritize routes, like if I want to say, okay, this route, goes to the top. So if it gets hit, it fires. And I don't know how you do that in Symfony. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I don't know how. I don't know if that's one of those things where, oh yeah, if you want to prioritize your routes, you can't use the annotations. You have to use YAML, or maybe the other way around. You can't use YAML. You have to use annotations. I don't know. I mean, it's like I said, some of those rough edges I need to figure out. And Doctrine is going to be a big pill to swallow as far as just like, not that I'm trying to avoid it, just like there's a lot to learn there. And it's such a well-established way of doing things. So in Doctrine, or not Doctrine, well, yeah, I guess Doctrine, I guess would be the word, has a philosophy that I used to think applied to Laravel, which is basically, as a developer, you should not worry about what your database is. Like, that should be transparent to you. It shouldn't really be relevant.
100%.
Yeah. And Doctrine really gets behind that. I don't think it's so much the case as I thought it was in Laravel. And we had made some missteps as a company with that, because one of our clients that we worked on had another development team as well. And we were having discussion about, well, what do we want to use for the database? And we were kind of the mindset back then is, we're using Laravel, so we don't care what you use. We're going to address the database the same way, whether it's Postgres or whether it's MySQL. And we learned that, well, we learned a couple things. First thing, that wasn't really always the case. We ran into some edge cases, not really edge cases, we ran into some rough edges where we discovered, oh, right, yeah, this is Postgres. And then we also learned that when your client fires that other development team and you have to manage Postgres and you realize you don't know how to manage Postgres, yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I haven't been this excited about starting a project in a very long time, and I'm really excited about this one. That's one of the reasons why I've been rambling so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like you're more excited than when you started your cyclical fish farm project. I'm hoping that this goes better than that.
Hydroponics, man.
Yeah,
I still need to get.
hydroponics.
I need to get myself my little hydroponics pond. I
don't
got
know
the
your
land
hippie
for it
weed
now.
words.
I love hydroponics. I had a hydroponic fish tank for the longest time, and it did really well. Except my cat kept eating the herbs I was growing. Like the damn herbs grow so quickly, and you turn around, the cat's like laying on top of them, just gnawing away. Damn it! So yeah, that's exciting stuff. All right, I know we just got off of one of our sponsors. I'm trying to get us caught back up. I'm going to cut over to our little spin on PHPStorm and JetBrains. Thank you.
Tools that we use as PHP developers. I want to thank JetBrains and PHPStorm for sponsoring. PHPStorm is a cutting-edge IDE tailored for PHP and web developers. If you haven't used it before, or it's been a while since you've last tried it, now's the perfect time to check it out again, because it has received significant performance improvements and an expanded feature set. Curious to see if it's the right fit for you? Head over to www.jetbrains.com/phpstorm to learn more and try it out with a 30-day free trial. Code smarter, not harder.
Thanks, PHPStorm.
Thank you, PHPStorm.
I got a question for you with PHPStorm, Tom.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned Laracast, which I have something about Laracast as well. Laracast had a PHPStorm NeoVim video series. I could not find that today. I looked for it. Are you sure you weren't looking at the NeoVim series? There's a whole NeoVim series, which is fantastic on Laracast. If you've been curious about how good NeoVim can be, check out Jess's series on Laracast. It's pretty damn good. But yeah, I looked for it and I didn't see it. Matter of fact, I actually committed today. Anybody who has been catching any of the Merge PHP talks, I have committed to give a talk in December at Merge PHP on my Vim configuration in PHPStorm, using Vim with PHPStorm. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but that's what it's about. I'm going to get that done. I've been promising Mike and a few other people I would do a video for them, and I haven't gotten around to it, and now I will definitely do it. That would be good. But yeah, I couldn't find a PHPStorm one. So I'm not meaning to put you on the spot. I'm just saying if maybe it was another video series you were thinking of, or I don't know what the story is, but it was not on Laracast from what I could see. In Laracast, so here's the thing. I know I said I was going to let you talk. I'm going to give you some more time to search why I ramble. I'm going to be buying a subscription to SymphonyCast. I mean, that's like a given at this point because I need to move forward if I'm making this commitment. I have a team account on Laracast where I'm paying for so many seats, which even that I think I can reduce now. But I could have sworn I used to be able to go on there and see when the last time people from my team used their account.
Yeah.
I don't see that now, but what I do see is that people from my team, with the exception of one developer, really don't use the account based on their scores. They have this whole, it's not a ranking system. It's like, I don't know, they like gamify. Every time you watch a video, you get like 4 points or whatever it is. And we have one developer who is above my score, which is saying a lot. Then everybody else is like we got a couple of people who have never even watched a video. I got a few people who've I only watched a few at one time. So I'm like, why am I paying for this? Like, I could probably save money. The one developer who uses Laracast, paying for them to have a lifetime membership to Laracast would still be cheaper than what I pay every year for the entire PHP Architect team to have access to Laracast and not use it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And just everybody at PHP Architect, you've been put on notice. If you're not using your Laracast account, it might be going bye-bye.
I mean, if they don't use it, they won't really care.
I shouldn't have said anything. Like, I should have just canceled it and see who said, hey, I tried logging into my Laracast account. Doesn't seem to work. All right. Did you find it?
No, I can't find it either.
Okay. All right. Well, I was
weird.
crazy then. Yeah. No big deal. All right. I've been told I need to shut up for a little while.
Well, we should give a little shout out to all of our sponsors on Patreon.
We can do that.
Or patrons on Patreon.
What do you got going on, man? I got another topic we can talk about.
And if you're listening to us and want to join in on the conversation, you can always join in with us at discord.phpugly.com. That'll throw you right into the Discord server, and you can chat with us. And it's a great little community.
And our supporters on Patreon. Look at that. It still says June. What are you doing, Tom? Why haven't you updated this?
I just haven't been keeping track.
God damn it.
It's not vacation time. It really knocked
You
me
had
out.
one job to do, and this was not it, but still. Shoot, I got to update that. Damn it. But
it says July. You can't see the bottom of it.
That's right. That's right. Good save. Good save. If you're one of our supporters on Patreon at patreon.com/PHPUgly, you actually have access to a very special channel in our Discord. So that's a thing.
It's sort of like a quiet room to sit where no one can bother you.
Yeah, exactly. So this kind of leads into like special accounts, like conversation is going to have me lead into this next story. I released PHP Tech TV, and I didn't post about it on the PHP Tech or even the PHP Architect official handles, either on Patreon, on Twitter, or Mastodon. I just posted it on my personal handle on Mastodon, because that's where I do most of my posting now if I'm going to post to social media, unless I'm replying to somebody on one of the other platforms. And did you catch, I don't know why this didn't occur to somebody sooner, but Meta released Threads. Have you seen this?
I saw.
Dude,
10 million users in one day.
Right? Like Mastodon, as a geek, as a developer, I was excited about Mastodon and Mastodon getting some traction, and then all these others started popping up. What was the Twitter one we talked about last week? Right?
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. The Jack Dorsey. Is this Jack Dorsey's?
Yeah, it is.
Jack Dorsey
and
from
it's
Twitter.
funny because I see the app on my phone every once in a while when I open it up, and I look at it and go, "What is Blusky?" Blue Sky, right.
So Meta, which is Facebook, who bought Instagram, said to themselves, hey, we should get a slice of this pie. I think they might have been like fighting it internally because they're like, well, we already have our social media platform. It's Facebook. But I think somebody came to their senses and said, no, we have the Twitter audience. We have an Instagram. So let's just say, hey, if you have an Instagram account, you're on Threads. Like, let's just do that. Yeah. It's a brilliant move. And I honestly think that if somebody can replace Twitter I think it's going to be Threads. As much as I love Mastodon, and I did some reading on this, Threads, they're at least teasing the idea that they're going to be Mastodon compatible in one of their
Really?
upcoming versions. Yeah. So their plans for this platform is to tie into Mastodon. And it's like, why wouldn't you do that? Like it's I'm sorry. I said Mastodon. To be more specific, the Fediverse, which is what Mastodon is on. But it's the Fediverse. And I'm thinking to myself, yes, exactly. Why wouldn't you do that? Fine, have your proprietary social media or social network, but leverage the Fediverse. Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
So
It comes with a free Kevin Federline.
That is apparently in the works. I don't know if it ever will come to fruition or not, but because of that reason, my money is backing Threads.
So this is on top of a terrible day for Twitter, because this was the same day that Twitter said, all right, you can't read Twitter unless you're logged in. All right, if you go more than 600 messages and you're a new account, you're done reading for the day.
Oh yeah, I didn't even get impacted by that because I don't use Twitter anymore.
Well, but of course, somebody made a speed run of Twitter now, and they can go from creating an account to used up the limit within 2.5 minutes.
Oh, awesome!
So
What? And I also have now this impacts me because when I do use Twitter, I use TweetDeck, and I'm seeing, why are we getting 2 posts now? Interesting. I am seeing. Oh, I know why. Crap! I forgot to change my code. They're saying that TweetDeck is going to become a Twitter Blue only service. Like you can only use TweetDeck if you have Twitter Blue.
Oh yeah, and because of the API changes, like the free versions are all garbage.
No, I don't think that's even it. I think it's just they see the power and the benefit of TweetDeck and like, yeah, no, we're just going to give that to our paying customers. We're not going to let anybody use it because TweetDeck is from Twitter. Like that's Twitter's. They own TweetDeck. They make that. So I think it's just them saying, yeah, if you really want to use the fancy TweetDeck, yeah, you're going to have to pay us. Which actually brings up an interesting question. Because I have Twitter Blue on the PHP Architect account. And TweetDeck allows you to have multiple accounts. That's part of the thing that TweetDeck does. So if one of my accounts is a Blue account, then can all my accounts use TweetDeck? I don't know. I'll let you know if I run into it.
And this is the thing, is you're not running an organization account either. You've got just a normal Twitter user account. If you're an organization, that Twitter Blue subscription is $1,000 a month.
What's an organization? Like I'm talking about PHP Architect is where I have my Twitter Blue account.
Yeah, like a company.
We like to think
like
of
Oreos or Wendy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
They have to have an organization account, and it costs them $1,000 a month.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Well, don't tell Twitter that.
It's so weird. And then it turns out in blocking people from viewing Twitter, they screwed up their own system so that people who had browsed past the limit would start accidentally DDoSing Twitter's servers. Because their own, yeah, because their own page had JavaScript that said like, "Hey, hit refresh if you get a 400 or something." Like, keep loading it. So it just cyclically kept everyone who had finished reading all they could just started hammering the servers.
Oh, man.
It's bizarre, and all of these moves come after like what seems like a minute's thought.
Mhm.
And Elon said like, well, this is because of excessive scraping and etc. I was like, well, what would help with the load on that? A public API. that would really help with the scraping problem.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
I'm done talking, man. You carry the rest of the show. I feel like I've dominated the show.
Do we have? I mean, let's see. Did we discuss Red Hat?
No, what's going on with
the
Red Hat?
rules?
What?
Red Hat has decided to continue to use the customer portal to share source code with our partners and customers while treating the CentOS stream as the venue for collaboration with the community. But what that means is that for the people who build their own, they roll their own Linux distro.
Uh-huh.
They can no longer automate getting access to the source code. They have to access it through this Hub, which is a paid service. And there are a lot of questions about the legality of this because they make changes to the Linux kernel. They're supposed to publish those for free, unredacted. So there's Rocky Linux and Alma Linux.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that they have figured out a way to channel around this build pipeline issue and continue releasing their operating system. But it's a strange move for Red Hat to sort of just say, we're going to pull out of the doing things the right way market. It's very so the GPL states that they have to publish, but
yeah, it's funny because way back in the day, Red Hat was like the distro I settled on, where I was like, oh yeah, this is my Linux distro now. I'm only going to be a Red Hat user. I don't even know of any other distros out there worth looking at. And I quickly abandoned them. I mean, it happened. It happened right around the time they essentially did away with their desktop, right? I didn't abandon them as much as they abandoned me, right? They did away with their desktop. Said, oh yeah, if you want the desktop, you've got to go do Fedora, right? Wasn't that what it was called? Wait,
Yeah.
what was it was Fedora, yeah. The Fedora was going to be the open source version of Red Hat, and CentOS was going to be the server open source version of Red Hat, and Enterprise would use Red Hat, and I was like, yeah, no, that's too many hats in my closet. I don't need that.
Right, and now they have this reputation of buying up open source projects and sort of keeping them half free, half not. Like Ansible is one of the things that they own, which is open source, but Ansible Tower is their private version, which has a bunch of extra features and a bunch of components that you would want if you could buy them.
Mm-hmm.
So they do a lot of that stuff, and I don't know. I mean, like the practice of buying an open source project to try and monetize it seems like a shaky foundation to build anything as a company, but they've done it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a hard argument to have. I mean, it's kind of the same argument can be made with. I don't think so. Actually, I don't want to say that. I was going to say the same argument can be made with Twitter, but that's a whole different beast, right? They had a revenue model based on advertising.
Right.
But like in open source, like you want open source to stay around, you want it to be sustainable, but at some point, there has to be a price put on things, and people won't pay that price unless they don't get all the bells and whistles without it. Like if they get the same bells and whistles through the pure open source implementation of something, they're not going to pay for it, no matter how good of a community member they want to be. You have a very small minority of people like me, right? I'm the only person I know of who actually donated to the donation that the creator of Vim wanted you to donate to, which is the children of Uganda or something. I remember donating because that's how I am. Like, I'm just like, okay, these people put a lot of work in this. It's the only thing they're asking from me. But for the majority of people, they're not going to do that.
I mean,
It's
hell,
tough,
Wikipedia
man.
is a problem to getting money,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, I would say that's sad to see, but I thought that years ago. And I remember thinking to myself, yeah, I think they're like putting the nails in their coffin. Red Hat, talking about Red Hat. I remember thinking, yeah, with the whole CentOS, Fedora, Red Hat debacle where they started splintering all these things off, I thought they were just like they were going to die after that, and they survived. They thrived. I mean, Red Hat is a force in the market, especially the enterprise market still today. Yeah. So it's not like and that's the thing that gets me. It's not like they're at least as far as I know, they're not a struggling company. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, lordy.
What else we got?
I'm trying not to call you out. I don't want to snipe one of your things, but you have a card here that just seems to be right on topic with what we were talking about today, and you seem to be avoiding it.
The IBM?
No, the one underneath the IBM.
Laravel considered harmful?
Yeah, what is that? I honestly don't know. I haven't looked at it.
So
this is just a Reddit post?
This is a Reddit post where somebody comes out and basically says, here's all the things that are wrong with Laravel. And then in the sort of final part of the post, he changes gears and says, also, here's the problem with the community, the Laravel community. And
really?
Like, guy gets completely murdered. It is.
Oh, in the comments.
In the comments, in another post, someone posted considered harmful essays considered harmful.
That's actually great. Yeah, these why Laravel sucks, why Laravel's bad, why these things have been around since Laravel 4 really took off.
It's so funny. It's so funny to me to find people who are still this into breaking down Laravel. Like, I get it. I have this hang up over Laravel's Semver thing, and I'd be happy if it got fixed or addressed in any way whatsoever. Now would be the perfect time to do it, going up to 10. Just start right here. Just cut it off. But to spend days breaking down like macroable traits are bad, functions don't have a namespace.
I mean, I honestly wonder if anybody's ever read one of these articles and been like, oh yeah, he's right, I'm not going to use Laravel. Yeah, the only people who read these and like agree are people who already don't care for Laravel. I don't get it, man. I mean, I've always said that I feel like I'm one of the more honest skeptics of Laravel when Laravel has something to be called out about it. But
Well, but then to end the article where you've done a technical breakdown of all of this stuff, to end the article with also Taylor Otwell's super cringy Twitter isn't funny like he thinks it is, and facades are not good code. And
that's somebody who I feel like that's somebody, and I don't know this person and I haven't read their article, so I'm just talking out my ass here, but I feel like that would be somebody who tried to get into the Laravel community and thought that everybody was going to just bow to him for his genius or their genius, and they tried to do that, and they probably had the door shut in their face, and now they're pissed. I don't know. That's how I see it playing out in my head.
But it reminds me of another, I'll say, troll poster. And it just, the attitude of don't offer help, don't give suggestions, just criticize code that you have not worked on. And focus on facades for 3 paragraphs, something that is no longer a required component in Laravel and hasn't been for, I'll call it 8 years. Like it used to be, you had to write a facade for a service. If you were spinning up something new, you had to write a facade for it. And now it's like, no, you don't. We sort of got rid of that. We don't teach it in the instructions anymore. It's just, God, who cares?
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like if you're gonna criticize Laravel like I've done in the past,
we've all done it,
right? But show your mustard, right? I mean,
fun.
if you don't explain to me why I should think you understand Laravel, I'm not going to care that you have criticisms about it. For somebody who's been using Laravel for over 10 years, for me to have a criticism about Laravel, I feel like it should carry some weight. It doesn't, but I feel like it should. But also, I've praised Laravel and Laravel projects like Livewire, like Filament, that I get behind. I don't know, man. I don't have time for people or posts like this anymore. And I think the only people who do are people who just don't. Well, I'd be surprised to see how many people who like Laravel, like the opposite side of that record is, don't if you're a supporter of Laravel, don't engage. Don't go in these comments thinking you're going to change that person's mind. I mean, only people that can do that is us. We changed fucking Steve's mind thinking we were jerks. And now look at fucking Steve. Fucking Steve hated us.
I thought he still hates us.
Well, but I mean, he hates us in a more loving way. Yeah, exactly.
Traits should be used with caution because it'll bloat your classes. No shit. And everywhere that traits are used in Laravel core, the framework, makes sense there. Adding the trait soft delete to a model instantly gives it soft delete handling. That's a great trait. Shut up. The container interface is almost useless. No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't have time for it. I don't have time for this craziness.
Well, I was looking at the other article I've got here. IBM plans to replace 7,800 jobs with AI over time. Pauses hiring certain positions.
Really? So, kind of this along the same line. Do we care about this? By the way, are we surprised by this? Or
no?
I mean, isn't this the same? Every technology, is going to replace so many positions.
Well, I mean,
like it just
there's
happens all
there's
the
a
time.
WordPress plugin, that adds a little "Hi, how can I help you" thing in the bottom corner.
Uh-huh.
Like ChatGPT just made it better. It didn't. It's not gonna
Yeah.
replace.
That's like
actual
Lyricast.
people.
Lyricast has an AI bot now.
Yeah, I know.
I forget what it's called. It's something funny, like not Jeffrey. Jeffrey would have made too much sense, actually. What the hell is it called, Tom?
I don't know, Wefrey.
No. Actually, maybe that is it. Hell if I remember. I stumbled onto it. I don't even know how the hell I stumbled onto it. Larry, there you go. Yeah, Larry. That makes that's you hear the name Larry, you just think that's an AI engine right there. Larry. Yeah, I don't get it, but I am very impressed with the JetBrains AI. Not only does it do code for you better than Chat.
Is this the new one that just got released?
It's in the EAP edition release of PHPStorm, so it's in the EAP. They're not charging for it yet, but I can't see them not charging for this when it officially gets released. Like this is just it's too powerful of a tool for them not to try to get some coin from
They
it.
might just say it's part of the package.
I don't think so. I mean, those guys at JetBrains, they're the nicest company. They do a lot. This is just like a golden goose scenario. Like you don't just give this away. I would be just floored if they gave this away when it's officially released. I will state right now, I will use PHPStorm from here on out. That's not true. I'm lying. but not only does it do a better job than ChatGPT, and I assume it has a better like PHPStorm's version. So it's JetBrains AI. So it's for all their IDEs, but I assume that it has a better understanding of each of their IDEs language. So for PHPStorm, it would be PHP. But I am confident, kind of like what you said about Copilot, which I never necessarily agreed with you on, but I think it's happening with JetBrains. It understands your project. Like it understands the code in your project and it gives you answers based on that code. I had a problem. Matter of fact, I could use somebody's help with this actually. I had a problem where I was trying to write a service provider. And for whatever reason, the service provider wasn't reading in my configuration settings. And I've done this before. Like I've created service providers before. And I don't know what I was missing. I'm clearly missing a step, but I went to JetBrains AI and I asked it the same thing. Like, hey, I'm trying to write this service provider. And I looked at my code. It's like, okay, write, write this code, use this code. And I used the code it suggested. The only thing it did was it pulled out the configuration reading from the service provider and put it into the service itself, which I was okay doing because it's a very niche service. So it's not like I'm using the service provider with a bunch of services. It's a one-to-one sort of thing. So I'm like, okay, I don't care if the reading the configuration settings is in the service provider or the service. It really doesn't really matter.
Right.
So I went ahead and did it, and of course that worked. But I still don't understand why when I was putting it in the service provider, it wasn't working. So that was my frustration.
Well, good news, because OpenAI has made ChatGPT 4 publicly available today.
Oh,
so
really?
all of your OpenAI based ChatGPT stuff is about to get a lot smarter.
Wow. And ChatGPT now has are they calling them plugins? There's like plugins or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're called plugins. I didn't see any that I would be interested in using. A lot of them are just like I don't know, messaging AI plugins, and nothing that really kind of tickled my fancy. But there's clearly a plugin architecture behind ChatGPT
Yeah.
somewhere. So that's cool. That could be very, very cool. I like your
they
title
also said
suggestion.
the
I like your
Dolly.
titles. Tom, PHP ugly considered harmful. That's a good one.
Yeah.
If you want to make a title suggestion and you're in a Discord at discord.phpugly.com, all you have to do is write exclamation point title, all kind of one word, and then whatever you want your title to be. And that bot will grab it, and we will review all the titles after the show. So, which is probably coming very soon.
Very
I feel like.
We're an hour 30 in.
Oh boy. All right. Well, probably a good time. You got anything else you want to talk about then?
I don't.
All right. I'm gonna piss you off, but I'm gonna wait for the after show to piss you off.
Oh.
I think this is gonna be real triggering for you, Tom. I feel like looking forward to it. Okay, that I think is going to do it. Another extended version of PHP Ugly, episode 342 is in the book. I'm Eric.
I'm Tom.
Damn it, we forgot to do it up, Tom.
Where's John? I'm on my back porch.
See, this is another example. Like the audio podcasters, they don't hear this anymore. I go back through and clean all this up. I got to queue up our outro though, and then we can say, and then say, keep it ugly. Keep it ugly.
Keep it ugly.
1, 2, 1, 2. Coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma send a shout out to the host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. You know Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. And shout to John, you know that he's smart and quiet, unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP the Ugly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it. My words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it. You know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly. We ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all. Peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real well on YouTube. Hope you guys are having fun. And it was an honor and blessing to do this little custom freestyle for y'all. Hope you enjoy. Stay up. Yeah. Come on. Hey.
All right. Lay it down.
Yeah. Get this hooked up here.
How are you going to piss me off?
I got you. I got you, brother. I'm going to piss you off. What do I want to? Where do I want to go here? I think I want to go here. This might be loud. Let me know. I'll turn it down. Is that loud?
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Is that good? Lower or is that good?
That's good.
Okay. All right, you ready to get pissed off?
Oh, sure.
All right, close your eyes. Oh, keep them closed. Oh, they're open. Close them. Here, actually, I got you. I got you. Here, hold on. Boom. Like that.
Oh wow!
Just the one. Actually, there's two. For the record, they weren't sent to me. I just negotiated their delivery. We were following up with the sponsors, and I let my PHPStorm contact know that we were disappointed in their booth because they had elephants and we didn't get one. And the elephants.
So now you've passed that disappointment on to me.
I know. I felt bad. I wasn't going to tell you, but he's so look his hair. He just got the hair. If you're watching the video stream, it's this is the
PHPStorm elephant.
PHPStorm elephant, which you had to take part of some game at the conference.
Yeah,
you had a few.
There's a game, and then there was a raffle after you won the game, or something like that.
Oh, so it wasn't even a matter of winning the game. That just entered you into a raffle.
Right, I think so.
Oh, god damn! I didn't realize that. That's even
Any word on our elephants?
The ugly elephants?
Ugly elephants with the eye
Well,
patch?
that probably won't happen for a few months still. We need to figure that out.
I need an eye patched elephant.
You need an eye patch elephant? Okay. I'm on board with the eye patch. You and I are on the same page, but it's got to have the Mike Tyson tattoo face now too.
No.
Yes, come on, Tom. You'll have your little
unnecessary expense. Oh, and
I think that's what makes it ugly.
Did you see this?
I did. I wasn't going to say.
Mosquito bit me in the 5 seconds that I was outside today.
Well, look, where's that? Look, I've had this ingrown hair on the side of my face for 3 weeks now. Damn thing won't
Getting
pop.
old is just wonderful.
I hate it. I need to know, NorCal, has anybody heard from NorCal Kid recently? I need to know if I have a thumbnail creator or if I'm on my own tonight. That is very important for me to know. Also, we need to do titles. Let's see what titles are here. Oh. Should I share this? I can share this, guys. Aww. Look at that.
Check in Discord. Woods invented the ball stack.
What?
Ball stack.
Hey, Woods, what are you doing? Wherever the others use bootstrap instead of Tailwind. Wait for it. What's Alpine? Ball stack!
Ball stack.
That's awesome! Oh my god. Hey, would you need to tweet that today?
Only if you have Twitter plus.
Yeah.
Twitter Purple Plus.
If you don't have the Twitter Pro Hyper Extended, you can only tweet that out between
subscription
2 a.m. and 2:30 a.m. It's the only time you're allowed to send out tweets. All right. You know, this always gets me. I can have emojis in my Vim now. It's so weird to me. John is drinking. The text talks are online. Week start there he was. Principal PHP. I like one. Eric for Symphony, the Symphony of PHP. Obviously, I'm partial to that. WordPress drops PHP. What's the best ad reads in the business? King Conjun takes the night off. I'm not even going to read you the next one because of that one. He was hooked on comics. Comics. That's funny. Hydro Symphonics. Awaz is really trying to work this.
The The phonics, yeah.
Yeah. Glory to the past. I thought about that one. Yeah. Laravel considered harmful. PHPUgly considered harmful. Actually, I like that one. Okay, I have to say I'm between bingeable PHP, Symphony PHP, and PHPUgly considered harmful.
I love PHPUgly considered harmful.
Yeah, I don't think you've named a show yet, so let's go with that.
Yeah, I think I've named one or two.
Okay, then we won't use it.
Back in the early hundreds.
All right, that's going to be our name. PHPUgly considered harmful. You can put like a radioactive symbol,
caution
or
tape.
something. Yeah. I see this, but thought it was cool how PHP turned into the elephant since the PHP, and it looks like yes, I've seen this actually before. Yeah.
They got rid of the butthole.
There used to be a butthole?
Yeah, right in the middle there.
Really? I don't ever remember that. Oh, check this out. This is what I have now. This is what I do with my day. Let me see. In my terminal, I should be able to just create it. Now, when I launch a terminal, I get an elephant. That's the big elephant.
Is it a random elephant?
No, I haven't. So I have 2 elephants right now, and I was thinking about randomizing them, but I want to get more. So there's 2 elephants. This is one, and then have another one, and yeah.
Is that Z shell?
Yeah, ZSH.
What is the? You got a lot of info on that bar down there.
There's the other one. Oh yeah, you should see when I'm in a repo, PHP text streaming. Look at all that I get. So this tells me my repo is, well, actually, I don't even have to pull down. So if I touch something, like touch. Actually, let me do something that's already. Yeah, let's do this, and then say. Save it. You see, I have a little exclamation point that lets me know it's out. Yep, that's what I do with my day.
All right. Well, I'm gonna crash, man.
Oh, really? You're bailing on me?
I'm so tired.
I understand.
Have you ever tried this Delta 8 gummies? Delta 8.
I'm not the gummy person. The miss is more on the gummies. Let me stop sharing so I can take a look at it. Let me see what it looks like. Oh yeah, no, definitely not that. Yeah.
Man, I had a half of one the other day while I was drinking some beer, and I was like, this isn't really doing much. I don't really feel anything here. The other day I wanted to get a good night's sleep, so I took a whole one. And just ended up
Put your ass.
laying in bed going, oh god, oh, everything's buzzing. My whole body is buzzing. God, I can't fucking sleep.
So, kind of the same. So I don't do much of anything in the way of that anymore. I have too many prescription meds that do a lot for me. But the wife has a brand of gummies that they like, and I have a pretty high tolerance of medication just in general. I think that's one of the reasons why I stopped trying to find some pot that did something for me, because it was like very hard for me to like get a buzz off of pot. That's why I just stick with my scotch. But the wife gave me one of her gummies, which she only like nipples off an edge, and she talks about you know like getting that sense of a high off of that.
Yeah.
She gave me a whole one, and like it kind of the same thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not gonna feel it. I'm just not gonna feel it. And then like 15 minutes later, I'm like, Like
Yeah.
everything started moving in slow motion.
You're barbecuing naked in the backyard.
Well, I mean, that's just a normal Sunday. What are
I
you
mean,
talking
sure.
about? That's like, people don't appreciate my sense of humor. I said for Merge PHP, I got put on blast because, and I blame John for this. I'm sorry, you wanted to go to bed. Go to bed.
No. Sorry. Merge PHP.
I blame John for this. So John got us tied up with this whole Merge PHP thing, and somehow, I misunderstood our commitment to Merge PHP. I thought it was like something we were all in on. Come to find out, John, who has done nothing with Merge PHP, has never attended a Merge PHP meeting, has never contributed to Merge PHP. I had contributed, or I had gone to like all the meetings. I was on all the. They have an organizers meeting afterwards of all the Merge PHP organizers. I was in those and being part of those. Come to find out, like John's like, oh yeah, no, I wasn't doing any of that. I just told him like maybe we would do like a talk. I'm like, what, you asshole? So, anyways, I got put on blast today about being one of the organizers who hasn't contributed a talk to Merge PHP. And like I said, that's where I kind of had committed to doing one. But I'm like, hey, I committed in the past for doing a couple talks. Lando, which nobody seemed interested in. And what was the other one I said? Coding considerations for nudists. And nobody seemed to like that one either. I'm like, nobody appreciated my sense of humor. I mean, it's just like, okay, wow, man, that like didn't go well, did it? I was waiting to get like code of conduct out of Merge PHP, man.
Their website is.
Huh?
Their website is terrible.
I think that's one of the things they're working on. It's been this whole thing. So they have your best just going to their YouTube, which is like youtube.com/mergephp.
Well, their next talk is Symphony to Laravel, Lessons Learned.
That's going the other way. That's Symphony to Laravel. I should go Laravel to Symphony, huh? Interesting. Actually, that was this month. That was last month. That was June. So I missed that. So it should be on YouTube. They keep theirs up on YouTube.
I'm thrown off because the Patreon card said June. I thought it was June because of the Patreon.
It is. Oh, yeah.
There you go. Took a second.
Oh, I've just thrown off your whole week, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, damn it! I'm a horrible person.
All right, I'm gonna take off.
All right, man. Well, this is fun.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, very much.
Take it easy.
Good night.
NorCal Kid, if you're around, you're gonna do thumbnail for me. Let me know. Otherwise, I will take care of it. All right.